In today's wrap-up, Khodorkovsky Dossier Center highlights the presence of Russian agency network in Armenia. Officials will be under control even after resigning. Nikol Pashinyan stresses the importance of making mistakes to move forward. As of September 18, 239 new cases of coronavirus were confirmed in Armenia. The Dossier Center, founded by Russia's President Vladimir Putin's critic Mikhail Khodorkovsky, has released an investigation into the influence of Russian special services in Armenia since the Velvet Revolution of spring 2018. According to the publication, secret documents from the staff of Russian Foreign Intelligence General Vladimir Chernov appeared at their disposal. General Chernov has achieved his greatest success in the region and in Armenia, where a whole network of friends of Russia, public and underground, operates, reads the publication. According to the secret report, after the Velvet Revolution, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan is under the total surveillance of Chernov and his subordinates. Pashinyan is described as a puppet of Soros Foundation in the state documents. It refers to the Open Society Foundation, one of the largest organizations in the world, funded by businessman George Soros, which supports freedom, democracy, and human rights in many non-free or transition countries. According to the investigation, Pashinyan's pseudonym is bared in those documents. In one of the correspondences, a person named Svetlana Maximova writes about Pashinyan, saying that until August 2018, as Misha said, it was not possible to neutralize Nikol, and now a tougher scenario will be used. The identity of Misha is not detailed. The article also mentions the name of Artur Vanetsyan, former director of Armenia's National Security Service, who is often seen in Moscow with well-known businessmen, according to the document. Mikhail Khodorkovsky is an exiled Russian businessman, philanthropist, and former oligarch, now residing in London. Under Putin's presidency, Khodorkovsky was arrested on charges of fraud and tax evasion. The National Assembly adopted in the first reading a package of amendments to the law on public service. It envisages the establishment of a new institution for declaring the expenses of officials, which will allow to have a more complete picture of their financial situation. Under the proposed changes, one-time expenditures in excess of $4,000 will be subject to declaration, as well as monetary expenditures on one expenditure item in excess of $6,000. These costs include leisure, housing, real estate rent, education, loans, agriculture activities, and real estate repairs. The amendments envisage lowering the bar of expensive property. According to the current regulation, the property worth $16,500 was considered expensive. Changes were proposed to reduce the bar to around $8,000. With the establishment of such an institution, the authorized body will have the opportunity to receive complete information on the property status of the declaring official, and it will facilitate the detection of possible violations. If the law is passed, it will affect current officials, as well as former officials within 2 years after their resignation. Following wide criticism against the election of 3 controversial judges of the Constitutional Court, Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan reacted on his Facebook page. He said that making mistakes and wrong steps is a normal process. According to him, people considered that steps made by him and his supporters were considered wrong, but they led to the Velvet Revolution of April 2018. After the revolution of 2018, one of the most popular speeches in public debates is the revelation of the wrong steps of the authorities and the attempts to push them to the right steps. In the field of public debate, this is of course understandable and acceptable. But in the logic of the government's activities, it is extremely dangerous because the surge of right steps can paralyze the government. The nomination of Yervant Khundkaryan, who had previously served as the chair of the Court of Cassation to the Constitutional Court, was met with a storm of controversy. Lawyers, politicians, and human rights activists have criticized him for judicial malpractice allegedly carried out while he was a judge before Armenia's revolution in 2018. At least 13 cases handled by Khundkaryan were challenged at the European Court of Human Rights, and in all 13 cases, the court ruled against Armenia. As a result of the rulings, the Armenian government was obliged to pay nearly $370,000 in compensation. It is only the determination to be wrong, to make mistakes, that gives us the opportunity to move forward, concluded Pashinyan. As of September 18, 239 new cases of coronavirus were confirmed in Armenia. 138 people recovered, 1 person died. 6.3% of the tests were positive. According to the Ministry of Health, the patient who died was a 45-year-old man with a chronic disease. The total number of confirmed cases is 46,910, of which 42,369 recovered. In CivilNet Special, South Artsakh is the birthplace of Kataro wine. September is the season of the grape harvest in the village of Khrog in Artsakh. The Avetisyan family has been producing the Kataro wine for 10 years. Back in time, few people were producing wines made in Artsakh. Now winemaking shows the greater potential of those lands. CivilNet's team visited Avetisyan's viticulture and brought a colorful photo series.